So first of all, thank you for coming to our event as a speaker. It was great. Can you briefly introduce yourself and your project?
Absolutely, and it was my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me. My name is David Williams. I work at a company called Assisterr, and I'm the head of the AI lab. So as the head of the AI lab, basically I design the AI platform and also interesting ways to engage the community, like putting bounties on certain kinds of machine learning models and AI models and use cases and things like that. I recently left big tech. I was in Google for the last several years, and I quit my job there to come help decentralize everything.
Well,
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
You're moving from a very centralized place to decentralized.
Oh yeah. I think we need to like break down the big castles. You know what I mean? Like we need to like distribute the power because it's not healthy for society when so much gets like pushed into one place. You know what I mean? Like I think there's even problems at Google with things like bias, for example. You know, there's certain interest groups and that are not allowed to speak. Like people who there was an example of someone who wanted to talk about the Indian caste system and caste system bias, and her talk was basically squashed even by Sundar. So, you know, and I think this is what happens when a small group of people set the values for so many people. Right, and we need to basically like distribute the values back down, you know what I mean, to like local regions and local communities.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's exactly the difference between centralized and decentralized.
That's right.
So the next question will echo still the first one. So what do you think about the future of AI and blockchain integration?
Yeah, great question. So let me tell you what we're doing. So I'll tell you where I put my money, right? Yeah, absolutely.
All years.
Yeah, cool. All right. So right now we are creating a community where blockchain is used as an incentivization mechanism. So let's say you want to contribute to a language model and you contribute some data. Then maybe later when someone queries that language model, we can find out that they use the knowledge that you contributed, and then they will pay some tokens to use the model, and you'll get some tokens for having contributed that knowledge to the model.
Yes.
Right. Exactly. So, and all that's on-chain and verified. The data contribution to our models is on-chain. So is the data verification, things like error checking and, misinformation and disinformation corrections. We are using the chain to create the community of the builders. So, I just watched this video with OpenAI for O1. I don't know if you saw that. They're sitting around their office talking about this model, and there's maybe like 30 or 40 people there. And that's great. But imagine creating a model like that with 10,000 people or 100,000 people all contributing their intelligence to that model. That's a whole different paradigm that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And so what we've created is also something called like a management token, where a management token basically gives you a piece of ownership and guidance over the model as a mini DAO. So every model in our system actually has a DAO associated with it, a unique DAO for each model.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's an amazing model. It's actually very beautiful and it's positioned very well. Yeah.
Wow. It's overwhelming actually. Yeah. Actually, when you guys are at the panel, and my ex-colleague who is also an expert in AI, in AI realm, and he said that, this panel is something. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, it's nice to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yes.
That's very cool.
So, the next question. I'm gonna change it a little bit because it was about, what do you think about Bitcoin? It was about Bitcoin price prediction, but I think I could shift it a little bit to, what do you think about the AI and blockchain integration in the future would affect the token market? Because it's token 249, right?
Right. We think that basically cryptocurrency is the currency for AI.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Actually, I think that too.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Right? There's something, it totally makes sense. There's something so intuitive about it, and it just sounds and feels right. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
So it will definitely strengthen the cryptocurrency community and the Web3 community for sure. It's going to basically, like AI is something that is for our future. here and it's here to stay.
Yes.
And it's only going to get bigger and more interesting from here.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn the whole web into an intelligent place that's interactive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's time to basically put the power in the hands of the people for that, which in these token ecosystems will make them all so much more valuable. Right now, we're targeting Solana as our initial chain, particularly because it has like high transaction speed and velocity, right? Something like Bitcoin, for example, we wouldn't be able to do all the volume and the velocity of transactions we need to, right? And also we're very environmentally friendly, so we need a zero carbon token. You know what I mean, right? Yeah. We're doing our best to make the world a better place. Yeah.
That's a good vision.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think that should be the vision for like all developers or the people who are pushing technology. Yeah, because in the end, we're just trying to make the world better.
That's right. Well, hopefully, and many of us are. You know, there are some people maybe not. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of. I believe a lot of us are. Yeah. So next question. What do you think about what deAI FX is doing? Yeah. So we do a brief introduction. So for PundiX, we're starting with crypto mainnet. So the goal is to bring people, non-crypto people, giving them a easy access to the crypto world by through crypto payment. We make it very easy. We made our own POS device that only process.
Amazing.
Yes, and then we've been doing that for over 6 years, and then AI suddenly just boomed. And so we started with adding AI elements to our payment system, make it even better, and it really worked. And then now we are moving towards even more AI-oriented projects with AI FX. So we're creating a marketplace where people can upload their resources to hire people to do data annotation, data tagging for the providers.
Yeah.
And while they're doing it, they can earn tokens in return. Yeah, and it's like crowdsourcing, and then people can contribute to the database.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. So I want to start my answer by sharing a personal story. Actually, it's related to my CEO. So when I was interviewing for the company, my CEO said, let's just go get ice cream and walk around. That was my interview. It's like, get some ice cream and walk around Cambridge. We live in Cambridge, UK, and so we both live there. And so we got some ice cream and we were talking, and we were talking about Web3 and crypto and fiat currency and Web3. And I said, well, I mostly use fiat currency myself personally every day, right? Like, it's hard to get away from it, of course, right? And what he shared with me totally changed my whole mind about what is important about cryptocurrency. So he's from Ukraine, and he was actually in Ukraine when the war started with his family. And the first thing that happens when your country gets invaded is all the banks close down. You can't sell your house, you can't sell your car, you can't pull your money out of the bank, right?
Exactly.
So they freeze like your ability to live and pay and feed your family and everything like that, right? But cryptocurrencies and Web3, it's sitting at a level above that, right? And it's unstoppable, right? That's an amazing thing, right? So I think cryptocurrency is inclusive of the whole human family, because if your money was in Ethereum, for example, or any other token at that time, you can move it. You can get your family out of a war zone and go somewhere else, and your assets and your wealth comes with you, right? So being above the belligerence of politicians is really super important, right? Like, there's that.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That's when, usually we don't feel it, right? Yeah, we're not living in a war zone.
Right.
But when you're actually there and when it really happens, you suddenly feel like you have nothing. Yeah, everything's taken from you.
Right.
Yeah.
And, just that example, I think, translates to everything. Like, if you're in a place where people use money to control you or control what you say or control what you can do, then cryptocurrency also allows you to break out of that and gain more freedom. You know what I mean? So that I think that's why cryptocurrency and Web3 is something that gives people so much hope. You know what I mean? Because we all actually know that, like, oh, it's in the open. You know what I mean? And honestly, you know, as an aside, like, it was very sad for me to see people immediately abuse it. You know, like the Sam Bankmans and the Quadrigas, right? Because it's like, no, this is actually something very positive for our future. So, but hopefully those days are behind us. You know, we have better leadership now. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
You're so welcome. My pleasure, Judy.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.